Glance down at your feet for a second. If your toes touch the ground before your heel does, you're about 90 seconds away from hearing something almost no physician tells you after you turn 70. One tiny adjustment, it might be the thing that keeps you alive. I already have a guess about why you opened this video. Maybe you tripped over nothing in the hallway last week. Maybe you grabbed the railing a little too hard coming off the porch. Or maybe it's quieter than that. Just a nagging sense that your feet don't move the way they used to. You're not making this up, and it isn't ordinary aging either. Something specific has been shifting in your walk, and hardly anyone bothers to mention it. Your 10-minute checkup skips right past it. There's no lab test that flags it. So it keeps growing, unseen. A woman came to me, 73, quick-witted, still behind the wheel of her own car, still the one who hosted every family gathering. She told me, "Barbara, I went down right in my own hallway. I wasn't even doing anything." And she was not wrong. That's exactly the problem. The way you're walking right now isn't the way you walked at 50. It isn't even the way you walked at 65. Sometime in the last handful of years, your steps got smaller. Your foot quit clearing the ground. Your body weight started drifting forward. Your eyes began scanning the floor out of instinct. And that kitchen you've crossed 1,000 times over turned into a place where a bunched-up rug could end everything. None of this is your fault. Your body simply stopped broadcasting a signal it once sent automatically. I want to show you exactly what that signal is, why it disappeared, and the single adjustment that switches it back on, starting with your very next step. Before we get into it, drop your age and the state you're watching from in the comments. I read everyone, and they shape what I make next. So what exactly is this signal? Real walking, the way your body was designed to move, has a technical name. Movement scientists call it a heel-first gait pattern. In plain speech, your heel touches down first, your weight travels forward through the arch, the ball of your foot takes the load, and your toes launch you into the next step. Think of a wheel rolling smoothly across pavement. No jolts, no stalls, one continuous motion. That's a healthy stride. Here's what tends to happen somewhere past your mid-60s, sometimes sooner, almost always without warning. The muscle running along the front of your shin, the one that lifts your toes so your heel can strike first, begins to lose strength. It's not a headline muscle. Nobody trains it at the gym, but it's the only thing standing between your foot and the floor with every step you take. Once it fades, your toes stop clearing. Your foot slaps down flat, or worse, the toes land first. And that's precisely where danger enters the picture. The instant your toes land first, three things collide within a fraction of a second. Your body weight is already tilted forward, your balance reflexes don't have enough time to respond, and your next step launches from a spot you can't recover from. That's a fall with nothing left to do but wait for a loose rug or a raised threshold to trigger it. 1 out of every 4 people past 65 takes a fall each year. 1 in 5 of those falls leads to something serious, a fractured hip, a head injury, a hospital stay that turns into a permanent move into assisted living. Falls sit at the top of the list of causes of injury death in your age bracket. Read that again. Number 1, ahead of car crashes, ahead of sudden heart attacks, ahead of anything else you might have guessed. And nearly all of it traces back to that one signal quietly fading out. That's the 90-second warning I mentioned at the start. Landing toes first is the hidden engine behind the number 1 killer by injury after 70. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Diane. This is a blended story. Names and specifics changed, but every lesson inside it is true. Diane was 75, a retired librarian living alone outside Columbus. She walked her cat on a leash every morning. Yes, really. Ran her own errands and considered herself, in her own words, perfectly fine. She only came in because her son pushed her to. "Mom drags her feet now," he said, right in front of her, which mortified her. Diane insisted he was exaggerating. I had her walk my exam hallway, 10 steps. Not once did her heel land first. 2.5 weeks earlier, Diane had stepped onto a bath mat and gone down hard. She grabbed the towel bar, cracked a rib, sprained her wrist, and kept it to herself for nearly 5 days. That's the story I hear constantly. Not the dramatic fall, the quiet one nobody's told about, the one that teaches someone without a word that their own home has stopped being safe. I didn't hand her a brace. I didn't write a prescription. I gave her a single cue, the very same one I'm about to give you. And I'll tell you exactly what happened to Diane a month afterward. Back to that fading signal. It didn't disappear because you got old. It faded because somewhere along the way, your body stopped being asked to perform it. One stumble knocked your confidence. Your stride shrank. Your toes quit lifting. The signal went silent. But silent doesn't mean gone. It's sitting there, waiting. Here is the single adjustment. Lead with your heel. 2 words. Starting right now, every step you take should begin with your heel stretching slightly ahead of you, an extra inch or 2 beyond what feels comfortable, and touching the ground first. Keep your toes lifted as you reach forward. From there, your weight rolls across the arch, onto the ball of the foot, and pushes off through the toes into the next stride. Reach, touch, roll, push. For the first several years of my career, I told patients to simply be more cautious when they walked. Slow down, take it easy. That was the whole prescription. I was mistaken. Caution is exactly what produces the shuffle. Caution shortens your stride. Caution drags your eyes down. Caution teaches you to stop lifting your foot. The opposite of a cautious walk isn't a careless one. It's a deliberate one. And a deliberate walk always starts at the heel. Test this right now if you're steady enough to stand. Rest a hand on the back of a sturdy chair. Take 3 steps across your living room. With every step, hold one word in mind: heel, reach, touch, reach, touch. Notice your toes naturally clearing the floor. Notice your hips coming alive. Notice your spine straightening without effort. That feeling is your nervous system dusting off a pattern it hasn't used in years. At 40, your body handled this without being asked. Past 70, you have to request it on purpose. That's the only difference. The hallway mirror check. Here's a quick test you can run tonight before bed. Locate a mirror or reflective window with roughly 8 clear feet of floor in front of it. Face it. Walk toward it slowly. 8 full steps. Watch your feet in the reflection for 3 things. First, does the heel touch first or the toes? Second, does your foot lift cleanly off the ground or drag along the surface? Third, does your weight roll forward smoothly or land flat like a rubber stamp? Most people are genuinely startled the first time they try this. I know what's running through your head. There's no way I actually walk like that. I thought the same thing the first time I recorded my own gait at 53. I was wrong. Nearly everyone is wrong about this. The change creeps up so gradually you can't feel it from inside your own body. If your toes are hitting first or your foot is landing flat, that's not discouraging news. That's your starting line, because everything I'm about to walk you through exists to correct precisely that. 3 movements every day. I'm not handing you a list of 15 exercises. I'm not sending you to a gym. I'm giving you 3 movements, doable right at your kitchen counter, that take under 10 minutes daily and rebuild your heel strike pattern within 3 to 4 weeks. Movement 1, the toe raise. Why it matters. This rebuilds that small shin muscle, the tibialis anterior in medical terms, or simply your toe lifter. This is the exact muscle that's been quietly losing strength. Without it working properly, your heel can never land first. How to do it? Stand with your back flat against a wall, heels planted about 6 inches out from the baseboard. Raise only your toes, both feet at once, as high off the ground as you can manage. Hold for a count of 2, then lower slowly. That's 1 repetition. Do 15. Rest briefly. Do 15 more. 2 rounds, 30 lifts total, once every day. What to expect? A burning sensation, usually around the 10th rep of your second set. That burn is exactly the muscle waking back up. Push through it, but move slowly. Don't bounce. The slower your toes lower, the harder that muscle works. If 5 reps is all you can manage the first day, do 5. Add 1 more the next day. Most people give up right around this point. Don't be most people. Movement 2, the corridor walk. Why it matters. This is where you actually rehearse the heel reach inside a safe, contained space. It's slow, it's dull. It's the exact opposite of a fall, which is the entire point. How to do it: stand at one end of a hallway, one hand resting lightly against the wall. Take 10 steps forward. With each one, focus on a single thing. Stretch your heel out. Land heel first. Feel the roll through the foot. Push off with the toes. Turn carefully and walk the 10 steps back the same way. That's 1 full set. Complete 2 sets, 20 steps in each direction, 40 total. What to focus on? Slow down, uncomfortably slow. Give each step a full 2 seconds. The slower the pace, the more your brain is forced to relearn the pattern. Imagine wading through wet sand. That's roughly the speed you want. If you sway, the wall is right there to catch you. Wobbling isn't a failure. It's your inner ear, ankles and brain reconnecting a conversation they haven't had in years. Let it happen. Movement 3, the step up. Why it matters. The real world isn't a hallway. It's got thresholds, door frames, curbs, and loose rugs. This movement trains your foot to clear whatever your kitchen or your sidewalk decides to throw at you. How to do it? Use the bottom stair of a staircase or a sturdy book roughly 4 inches thick set on the floor. Position yourself a foot back from it, holding something stable. Lift your right foot and step up onto the surface heel first. Then step back down under control. Repeat with your left foot, same technique, heel leading every single time. 10 reps per foot, 20 total, done slowly. What to watch for? The urge to fling your foot forward and slap it down. Resist that completely. The whole purpose is the controlled lift. Lift, reach the heel, land. Lift, reach the heel, land. My own mother, who's 81, does this exact routine while brushing her teeth every morning. That's how brief this whole thing really is. Now, back to Diane. 4 weeks after I gave her that one cue, lead with your heel, plus these same 3 movements. Her son called me. Not Diane, her son. He told me, "Mom's walking completely differently. She's standing up straighter. She stepped over the bath mat yesterday and didn't even glance down at it." 4 weeks, not 4 months. 4 weeks of a 2-word focus and 10 minutes a day. Half a year later, Diane hosted Thanksgiving for 16 people. She carried a full casserole dish from her kitchen to the table. No hesitation, no shuffle. Heel first, every step. That's what one small change accomplishes once you give your body the chance to remember. What to ask your doctor. Here's exactly what to bring to your next appointment. 3 short sentences. Write them down or just take a screenshot of this part. First, I've noticed a change in how I walk. Would you watch me walk down the hallway and tell me what you notice? Most physicians don't check gait during a standard visit unless asked. Second, could you test the strength of my hip flexors and the muscle on the front of my shin? That's the tibialis anterior. Use that exact term and it tells them you've done your homework. Third, should I be tested for a vitamin D shortage, a B12 deficiency, or early peripheral neuropathy that could be affecting my walk? Those 3 are quiet, common contributors to this drift, all detectable through simple blood work, all correctable once identified. Physicians appreciate patients who arrive prepared. You won't be a burden, you'll likely be the best part of their day. Warning signs: call your doctor, don't wait. Please pay close attention to this section. There are certain situations where a change in your walk isn't just a fading signal, it's a red flag. Call your doctor this week, not next week, if any of the following applies to you. If one foot is noticeably dragging more than the other, that can point to a nerve problem, or in rarer cases, a minor stroke. If your balance has declined suddenly, not over months but over days, that's urgent. If you've fallen twice within the past 6 months, that's the threshold where falling becomes a pattern rather than a one-off. If you feel lightheaded when standing, if your toes have gone numb or tingly, if you can no longer sense the floor beneath your feet, any one of these deserves a phone call. Not for me to diagnose from here, but for your own doctor to investigate. Most of the time, this drift is fixable at home with the 3 movements above, but it's your job to recognize when home isn't enough. The mistake nearly everybody makes. I want to spare you the one error almost every person makes when they first practice this heel-first walk. They stare down at their own feet, wanting visual confirmation the heel actually landed. This makes everything worse. Looking down tips your weight forward. That tip rounds your shoulders. Rounded shoulders throw off your balance, and suddenly you're taking heel-first steps while trapped in the exact forward-leaning posture that caused the shuffle to begin with. The correction is simple: eyes forward, chin level. Focus on a spot roughly 6 feet ahead of you, never down at your feet. Trust the feeling in your foot, not what your eyes report. Your heel already knows the moment it lands. You don't need visual proof. I know this feels backwards. Every instinct says look down and check. Resist it. Trust the ground. Trust your body. Keep your eyes up. Your plan for tonight, tomorrow, and this week. Let me lay out the simplest way to begin. Tonight, run the hallway mirror check. 8 steps toward the mirror. Just observe. Don't fix anything yet. Tomorrow morning, do the toe raises. 15 reps, twice through, right after brushing your teeth. Tomorrow afternoon, do the corridor walk. 10 steps down a hallway and 10 back. Repeated twice. Reach with the heel. Keep your eyes up. By the end of this week, add the step up. 10 reps on each foot. That's the entire plan, under 10 minutes a day. No equipment, no gym membership, nothing to buy. Somewhere around the 3 to 4 week mark, according to published research on motor relearning in older adults, this new pattern begins to feel automatic. Your brain stops consciously requesting it and simply starts doing it. The signal comes back online, quietly, on its own. Between the two of us, the patients who see the fastest results aren't the ones who push hardest. They're the ones who show up consistently in small doses every day. 2 minutes of toe raises, 4 minutes of corridor walking, finished before your coffee even finishes brewing. That's the real secret. Small, repetitive, unglamorous, and remarkably effective. Here's what most people never realize. Correcting your heel strike doesn't just prevent falls. It pulls your entire body back into alignment. Your hips switch back on. Your glutes reactivate. Your spine extends upward. Your core gets called on to stabilize you. Your breathing deepens since your chest is no longer collapsed forward. Within a few weeks, my patients report things that sound unrelated. Deeper sleep, less lower back pain, easier stairs, more confidence in crowded spaces. Their grown children stop hovering. Their grandkids ask why grandma suddenly walks so tall. One movement, one simple cue, a full body chain reaction, finally moving in the right direction. That's exactly what your doctor's rushed 10-minute visit will never have time to explain. Not because they don't care, but because the system doesn't give them the minutes, so we handle it here instead. You look down at your own feet when this video started. Look back up now. The signal you assumed was gone hasn't gone anywhere. It's just waiting for you to ask for it again. Lead with your heel. Land heel first. Keep your eyes up. 3 movements, 10 minutes a day. That's the entire strategy. That's how one single step can save a life. Drop a single word in the comments, ready. Then hit that subscribe button. Next week, I'll walk you through a 60-second nighttime drill that rewires your balance starting from your big toe. You will not want to miss that one.